Good morning and welcome to the Frontiers of Knowledge segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Today happens to be the Valentine's Day, so why not start the segment Frontiers of Knowledge with a new knowledge regarding heart. Are you aware that a dinosaur at one time had a tail, and the tail was in the shape of a heart? Maybe when he waved the tail, he wanted to show to his consort, to his spouse, to his partner, his heart and the feelings of the heart. And now this new species of dinosaur was discovered about 4 days back. There have been dinosaurs with feathers, baby dragons, and some dinosaurs like ducks. But just in time for the Valentine's Day, they have discovered now a dinosaur with a heart-shaped tail. It's not a novelty act. It's an absolute new discovery. And the scientists say that he wears a heart on it, says the tail is there, and there is a symbol of the heart on the tail. And it shows the real evolution. These dinosaurs remains have been found in Africa. And as we are aware that it is from Africa that the human civilization, the human life started. And the new dinosaur is a unique species and provides new insight into sauropod revolution. You know, sauropods were the largest animals on the earth. And there are many. And the name of the new dinosaur with the tail is Manvakta Mewama. Now, this is a strange sounding name to most of us. But these are derived from Swahili words. Swahili is an African language meaning beast of the matuka and the heart of the tail, referring to the location it was found, that is Swahili, and heart-shaped tail vertebra. So this is something different, something new, and it's a major link in the story of evolution of mankind. The heart on the tail waved by a dinosaur to show his or her love for the partner. And coming on the day of Valentine, this surely is of interest. So that shows that the heart has been ruling mankind since times immemorial. And then, we are talking of evolution, and with evolution came pollution. So the University of Illinois in Chicago have utilized nature to absorb carbon from the air. We are all aware that the trees are the largest nature's air purifiers, and through synthesis, they create energy and oxygen. So the scientists in the University of Illinois, Chicago, have designed various artificial leaves that mimic this process. But there's a major difference. These leaves are so large and so powerful that they absorb 10 times more carbon than the natural leaves do. So they have copied nature and they have increased the capacity of the nature. Till now, these things were supposed to be in the lab only, and they could not suck in the atmosphere. But according to the University of Illinois researcher, the problem with existing artificial leaves was that they could take pure carbon dioxide from pressurized tanks in the lab. But the moment you put them in the air, they'll be useless. So what they have now done, and they have been successful, that traditional artificial leaf has been left inside a water-filled capsule. And this capsule is constructed from a semi-permeable membrane. When the sunlight warms the water, it evaporates through the membrane, and when the vacuum is there, the carbon dioxide is sucked in. So this artificial leaf inside the capsule then converts that carbon dioxide to carbon monoxide and oxygen. The carbon monoxide portion is siphoned from the device and used to create synthetic fuel. And they can be range from gasoline to methanol. And the oxygen, the second part, is released back into the environment. So they have developed this technology through specialized membrane. It's pure and simple. And the capacity, they have 10 times more efficiency rate than the natural leaf. 10 times more. And they calculate that the 360 leaves of theirs would be able to generate half a ton of carbon dioxide every day. Now, 360 artificial leaves. So as I said earlier, these are very big leaves. Each leaf is 1.7 meter long and 0.2 meters wide. That means 200.2 meters and 1.7 meters. So that is the dimension of the leaf. Now spread over 500 square meters, they can reduce carbon dioxide level within 100 meters of the space by 10% in each day. So 10% reduction in one day is quite a lot. And there is no exotic material used. It uses readily available material and technology, but plays a significant role in reducing greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Now, the politicians who are imposing carbon tax need not impose carbon tax. The same leaves can be spread on the tops of the houses, on the roofs. The way now they are putting up the solar panels, along with the solar panels put these leaves. And they are in a membrane, they are automatically working. They'll suck in the air, the carbon dioxide, convert carbon dioxide. The only thing is the process of converting, after conversion, is the removal of the carbon and carbon monoxide. The carbon monoxide can be used, as I said, for manufacture of artificial fuels. So that is a second major nugget. But then, are we aware? Last time we had talked of the capacity of the bees, and that thing continues. One never knew that the bees can differentiate between the different styles of art, and they can be taught to learn it in a single afternoon. Now, this is a combination of Pavlov's conditioned reflexes and the capacity of the honeybees. Honeybees are smart cookies. They have excellent navigation skills. They communicate symbolically when they dance, and they can learn abstract concepts. And last time we had seen that they can learn arithmetic. They can divide, they can add, they can subtract, and they can multiply. But now they have been observed that they can differentiate between the art. And it was done in the Great Australian Bee Challenge. Bees were shown 4 paintings by the French artist Monet, and also 4 paintings by a local indigenous artist, Maravi. In the painting of the Maravi, they put a drop of sugar water, but not that of Monet. So the bees would come and then take the sugar water and go back, and it continued. Then they showed them Maravi and other painters without the sugar. And they came Maravis. They can differentiate that the painting of Maravi was different than that of Monet and other artists. This act of differentiation, initially you can say was by the conditioned reflexes, but it was not a reflex because sugar was not there. It was the art, the painting. They could associate that painting with the sugar drop and learn how to differentiate. And all the bees went directly to Maravi's painting. And then, we were talking of the evolution in the first thing when we saw a dinosaur and discussed a dinosaur with the heart on the tail. But that doesn't end everywhere. Do you know that the prehistoric flying reptiles included petrodactyl? Now, petrodactyl was a sort of a flying reptile and existed 210 million years back. 210 million back, and this was a sort of a snake we could fly. And as a matter of fact, it has been determined now that these flying reptiles had wings. They could fly like birds, and they existed much before dinosaurs. Now, dinosaurs existed 65 million years back, and these flying reptiles, petrodactyls, existed 210 million years back. And do you know that the bodies, the delicate bones of these flying reptiles have been found in the desert? Desert oasis, in Sahara they have found it. So these animals were in large number before the dinosaurs came, and then they were gone. Now and the beauty is that the birds which fly don't have vertebra, but these winged reptiles had vertebrae, and they were first living organism to crack the evolutionary puzzle of the powered flight. Their delicate, very bird-like skeletons are found often in the crust space, but when Birmingham Young University in Utah professor went over there with his team of researchers, they found that most of them were heavily distorted, but then they could find very perfectly preserved skull of the early species. And the bones are so delicate that you can't take them out of the rock because they'll fall apart. So what they did was they used a CT scanner to build a digital profile of the winged reptiles and printed a detailed 3D model of those. Wow! We know from where we are coming. The story of evolution becomes more and more interesting every time. And now we are seeing the change further. The North Pole is running away from us. Shocked? How can a piece of the earth run away from it? It's changing. If you are following a compass and walking towards the North Pole, you would find that instead of going to the North Pole, you will go towards Siberia. Now, Siberia is a part of the North, but it's not the North Pole. There's a difference between North Pole and the countries near in the North. So, there has been a deviation in the magnetic pole, and instead of reaching North Pole directly, you swerve and move to the right. The literal North Pole has not moved, but the magnetic one is racing towards Russia. And this race started in 2015. The same year, Mr. Justin Trudeau came into power. Is it because of that? Well, that's in a light tone because Prime Minister Trudeau is a firm believer of dictators. Anyway, and the speed of shifting is 31 miles every year. So in the last 5 years or 4 years, it has shifted about 120 miles. And the pole is moving so fast that the USA has to update its data 1 year before it was due. They found that the whole thing has changed. The magnetic pole has changed, so they had to do it. And the adjustment is extremely important for navigation purposes. Say you are navigating to the north and you reach Russia, and that can be a diplomatic disaster. So this adjustment for the navigate for relying on the compass and other navigation tools necessitates a change. But that's quite an interesting thing that your North Pole is veering to the left to its side, and also leftist ideology is going towards Russia. So these nuggets of knowledge are the part of frontiers of knowledge for today. Thank you.